trust situs and birth certificates and everything else in between. I was under the impression that showing people the language of the law and creating a specific video on how and why and where to do the situs, the video that was done and it's on the website, I was under the impression that was enough for people. But apparently people are far more apprehensive than I imagined. Phone calls after phone calls. Here's a little nudge and a positive affirmation to tell you that once you have the declaration and you've watched that video on the why and how of the situs, you really have everything you need. See, the people on the other end, actually given the nature of what you intend to do with trust, how can we ever begin to speak about changing the capital stock gains structure of the birth certificate, which you'll be putting under the trust situs in order for you to do property acquisitions? Because that birth certificate itself, just like a phone would have a default setting, the background, you might not like it, so you change it. The ringtone, you might not like it, so you change it. You might add some applications to the phone. The default setting of the phone, you can change it and modify it. Well, the birth certificate has default settings, just like your phone or anything. You can change and modify it, just like you would with entity classification 8832. You can change the stock option of the birth certificate. Believe it or not, one of the main, some men go hunting. We're all adults here, let's be honest. Some men go hunting during certain times and they look for women to have intercourse with, or women go, they call it the whole phase. They look for men to basically have intercourse with also. Well, those who deal with land and assets, things that makes you monies over time, those who deal with land acquisition knows that each county have a phase of acquisition of land. See, the acquisition of land and the use of the monetary value of the birth certificate to acquire it does not have to wait for the credit market to crash. Does not have to wait for the subprime market to crash. It does not have to wait for the mortgage market to crash. When you know those phases that the county and the CAFR accounts do these things, you can effectively literally, and if you don't know how to do it, how will your children or the ones to come after you will ever know? Take the step. Don't be, you're at a stage that 8 out of 10 people who speak of things of this nature don't even have it in the spectrum of their reality. It's in the blind spot of their minds. It doesn't even exist. And if you don't know something, it is equivalent in your reality as though it doesn't exist. Doesn't mean it doesn't affect you negatively or positively, but it nonetheless doesn't exist. Proxies are how you separate yourself from personal liability by using the best. Some people create entire corporations and companies that will charge $50K just to do this. If time permits, I'll show the Missouri one and exactly what it looked like. It's very similar. The complete videos on the Patreon page, along with many more other information that are not posted on YouTube. Some of the previous are put on YouTube. Some of these videos, some of the previous are not put on YouTube. They're just directly posted. Until next time, take care. Best of luck.